Hello, I am John,
And I'm Nancy.
and
And
we
we
are
are
J&N
J&N
Travels.
Travels. We drove from New Hampshire to Florida to Snowbird for the first time and would like to share our tips and advice from our 3 months down south.
Hello, in this episode, we'd like to discuss what foods that we recommend you bring down on the road trip down to
Right,
Florida.
right.
If you're flying, you can't do any of this.
No,
And that's
no.
why we always recommend that you drive down if you're going to stay for a long period of time.
Yeah, it's so convenient to drive because you can bring so much more.
So the foods we bring, we had mistakes that we learned from, and
Yeah,
this time we hit it right on the
we
nose.
did. We did very well.
So we
Yeah.
had the bright idea once to load up with frozen steaks. We had about 8 frozen
Oh, I
steaks that were supposed
remember
to
that.
last us for two
Yeah, we
weeks.
were excited. We're like, oh, we're going to have steak while we're down there. This is great. However,
Because meat in Florida, other than the chickens, tends to be very expensive.
yeah,
Well, beknownst to us, steak defrosted on the way down.
it
So
did.
we get down there, all our steaks are defrosted. So instead
Yeah.
of
So
spreading the
they didn't
steaks,
spoil, they
no.
just defrosted. So,
So over the next 2 weeks, instead of spreading out the steak, we had all the steak within first 4 days, and had to switch to other things for the rest of the week.
well, it wasn't wasted. We just had a little more steak short and,
At a shorter period of time.
shorter period of
That's right. We
time.
didn't
Right.
waste it. You're absolutely
Right.
right. But keep in mind, this goes for anything that you freeze or has to be refrigerated because at one
Right.
point we brought a small amount of milk, figuring out coffee and stuff like that, and that didn't last very well either.
No.
So don't bring anything that needs to be frozen or refrigerated. That's the number one hint.
Yeah.
But you still can stockpile a lot of stuff to bring down with you.
Sure.
So you want to make sure you buy all your perishables once you get down there. It might cost you a little
Yeah.
bit more, but it's well worth it.
The only thing that I have to say that did travel well, because I really like fruit, I bought green apples and they lasted. Green apples was a good thing,
The,
and it was a filler. I mean, on the road you get hungry, and if I had a couple of green apples, you know,
So check your fruit because some will last. Bananas get brown too
yeah,
fast,
bananas. You don't
but
want any.
apples did last, so
Yeah,
that's
the
good.
apples did last. The green apples were good, and they were filling.
The other thing
Yeah,
you want to keep in mind, we went down for 3 months, and you have to keep in mind if you're going to go out to the store and buy enough perishables to last you, don't do it to last the 3 months. In our case, we switched to three different resorts.
yeah,
So once you go from one resort to the other, you have a whole day in the Florida sun where that stuff can spoil
yeah,
that you've emptied out of the
definitely,
refrigerator. So try and keep your purchases on perishable items to the length of the stay at each resort that you're going to stay
absolutely,
in.
yeah.
Now, as far as non-perishable items, we recommend you just load up on whatever you can do. We
Mm,
had cans of soup and we had
mm-hmm,
tuna fish. You
mm-hmm.
put in bags
Yeah, tuna was good.
of rice, and we had cereal. We brought all our pasta down.
Yep.
I know it doesn't seem like much, but there was a big difference down there. We probably saved quite a bit of money with all the stuff we brought down.
Yeah.
The other thing we brought down for the very first time was spices. We never brought it
Yeah.
before. We thought it was silly.
Yeah, but it was a good idea.
Right. So, because one thing that was a good deal down in Florida was chicken.
Chicken, yeah, we had
And
nice
with
chicken.
the spices, we were able to prepare the chicken meals in so many different ways.
Yep. We made very yummy chicken dishes.
The sauce, even though once it's open, it's perishable, but you can
Mm-hmm.
bring that down in a
Mm-hmm.
can or in a
Yeah.
jar. So those are the type of things you just want to load up. Soups was a big thing with us.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't think we'd eat much of it down in Florida.
Mm.
We eat a lot up here, but it wasn't as hot as we thought. So
Right.
we did tend to eat a lot of soup. So those are the big non-perishable items. The other thing we tried to do is stay away from. We like soda when we're away, but we tried to stay away
Yeah.
from it. So we brought a bunch of those little packets with the flavoring.
Yes.
So we basically flavored our water all the time, and it gave us a multitude of drinks.
Yeah, and it's a better thirst quencher for you. I know, I do like soda. I'm really fond of diet soda, but definitely the water with the flavoring really does quench your thirst a lot better.
So, in summary, right? Don't bring perishable stuff. Buy
No,
it down there if you pay a little
right,
more.
right.
Bring seasonings, bring plenty of canned items,
Hmm.
packaged items that won't go bad.
Yeah,
We brought enough on certain items that last us the whole 3 months,
yeah.
and we didn't have
And
to run around.
bringing the rice was great because it's a nice side dish, and it's easy to transport.
Right.
Just a little bag of rice.
But the one thing that was very deceiving is we thought bread would be good. We brought
Yeah.
some bread down. I wouldn't get anything along those lines because what we found out
Uh,
with the bread is the moisture, it got moldy.
yeah, it got moldy.
So
Yeah.
we went to all our baked goods and bread and rolls and everything.
Mm,
We ended up buying it down there.
yeah.
So that's about it.
Yeah, that's about it. Hope this helps you. And remember, stay young and have fun.